Drive a Firestone.
This is The Herd. Hour number 3. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, FS1. We are now presented by Firestone. Sometimes I feel lucky I do this for a living. Seriously. Like NFL draft here next week. I love the NFL draft because I love NFL and I love college football. I'm a draft geek. Fox Sports, it'll be on our network. Fox has the draft. Also, next 8 weeks, I get NBA playoff basketball. And then I get about 3 weeks after that of World Cup, which I love, and NBA free agency. Chris Broussard in 30 minutes. But I know right now what you want to talk about. Oh, you're getting all worked up. Oh, my God, LeBron lost. Can you believe it? Take a deep breath. Uncle Colin's been watching the NBA for 40 years. I'm here to add some perspective. So I look at the Pacers and I look at the Cavs with box score. Let's see. Free throw percentage. They both shot 60%. Rebounds are even. Offensive rebounds are even. Blocks are even. Assists are even. Points in the paint are even. Personal fouls are even. Whoa. Oh, that's not even. The Pacers shot 40% from three. The Cavs, generally a really good three-point shooting team, were awful. Take a deep breath. 7 of the 8 games this weekend, the team with a better three-point percentage won. This is the new NBA. It used to be who wins on the glass, who's better defensively. The world's changed. Who hits threes, who doesn't. Victor Oladipo looked like Steph Curry. That's not what he really is. LeBron's a great three-point shooter. He was awful. That's not who he is. Let me give you an idea of what the NBA has become. This is not an excuse, folks. An excuse is the dog ate my homework. A reason is I got T-boned driving to school. A reason for the blowout is what has happened to this league over 4 years, and I don't necessarily love it, but it's the new world. Golden State's last 12 games, win or lose, here's what Golden State, the current NBA dynasty's last 12 games. They win by 12. They lose by 19. They lose by 11. They lose by 9. They win by 16. They win by 10. Ooh, here's a close one. They win by 4. They lose by 20. They win by 17. They lose by 40. They win by 21. It's not an excuse. It is a reason, and there is a difference. Of the Cavaliers' last 10 losses, they've lost by an average of 12 points. That used to be known in NBA parlance as a blowout. Now it's just called a game. The world's changed. Remember a couple years ago when LeBron and the Cavs and Kyrie beat Golden State, and everybody was saying that's an all-time great NBA final. I remember reading multiple articles. Oh, it's one of the best finals ever. I'm like, what? Well, it wasn't the best finals in a 2-year period. Do you remember the 2016 NBA Finals? The first game was decided by 15, the next by 33, the next by 30, the next by 11, the next by 15, the next by 14. It was terrible. It was a series of awful blowouts. Now, Game 7 was amazing. I'll grant you that. But if a movie has a really good last 4 minutes, does it make it a great movie? And by the way, this is, speaking of movies, happening in Hollywood. It used to be if a movie made $100 million, it was Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Avatar. It was an all-timer. But now ticket prices are $20. Daddy's Home 2 made over $100 million. I've never heard of Daddy Daycare. That made over $100 million. The Angry Birds movie, yep, they did too. American Wedding, which is the American Pie 3 that nobody wanted to watch, made over $100 million. Russell Crowe had a movie that bombed. It was called Noah. It was about a boat. The movie, ironically, sank. It made over $100 million. That is the world we live in. I'm going to make a prediction. Victor Oladipo will not shoot like Steph Curry in Game 2. And Cleveland at home will shoot a much better percentage and will beat Indiana. And don't be surprised if they don't blow them out. Colin, you got to give us respect. You do remember the Cavs won Game 1 of the playoffs last year by a point. Should have lost. Went on to go 12-1 in the East. So something happened this weekend. 3 rookies. And generally, you can't count on rookies to carry in the postseason. Again, I've watched the league 40 years. But Ben Simmons of Philadelphia, Jason Tatum of the Celtics, and Donovan Mitchell of Utah were very, very instrumental in their teams winning. It should be noted, one of them, Ben Simmons, will change this league. Let's talk about Jason Tatum. He plays for the Boston Celtics. He played at Duke. He is long, slender, athletic, and offensively, he is gifted. He can shoot a 3. He can put a ball, as they say, on the deck and drive to the basket. He can finish at the rim. He is a tremendously agile athlete who is going to be a 24-point-a-game scorer for the next decade or more. I really, really like Jason Tatum. Let's talk about Donovan Mitchell. He plays for Utah. He's got a little Westbrook. He's dynamic. He is quick. Difference is he's a really good shooter. He's going to be a 24, 25-point-a-game guy or more for a long time in this league. He made a couple of shots yesterday near the basket. I have no idea how they went in. He's a dunk contest guy. He's going to be exhilarating. Again, there's some Westbrook there. He is also going to be a 24, 25-point-a-game guy for a decade. But only one of them, Ben Simmons, will change the league. By the way, Dominique Wilkins in his prime averaged 30. George Gervin, 33. T-Mac had a year he averaged 32. Magic changed the game. He averaged 19 in his career. Ben Simmons is different, folks. A 6'10 point. Long, tough. He is already an elite defender, unheard of as a rookie. He completely controls tempo. Most rookies walk into this league, and it takes them a while to catch up to the speed of the NBA. It's the opposite with him. Guards, 6 inches shorter, are struggling to keep up with his tempo. Since Joel Embiid is hurt, the Sixers, led by Ben Simmons, play faster than anybody in this league. He finishes at the rim. Of the 3, he's easily the best passer. Don't get mesmerized by points. Bill Russell and Magic Johnson changed the world in basketball. Bill Russell was a defensive center, 11 titles. Magic's career average, 19. Ben Simmons will never, I imagine, in his peak, average what Donovan Mitchell does. And I doubt he'll ever be as clever scoring, especially from the perimeter, as Jason Tatum. But you're watching Magic. You are. This kid, it is not hard. Don't argue about Tiger when you saw him for the first time at 18. Don't argue with the obvious. First time you saw John Elway. Don't argue with it. Lots of guys in this league. I've grown up with a million guys who could score. George Gervin, Carmelo, Iverson, Karl Malone, Dominique, Pete Maravich, Alex English. They're great players. They didn't change everything. This kid is totally different. He is already playing faster than the rest of the league. All sorts of rookies look good this year, and 3 in particular look good this weekend. One of them is an all-timer, Ben Simmons. For the record, what's interesting about Philadelphia, the regular season doesn't matter a ton in comparison to the playoffs. It just doesn't. But I will say this, because Philadelphia is so young, they are really, this is the first time they've played really high-end basketball. Now, early in the season, we're talking about Fultz, Embiid minute restriction, not playing all the back-to-backs. Like when I watch Philadelphia now, their ceiling is way higher than Toronto, way higher than Cleveland, way higher than Indiana, way higher than Milwaukee. The question is, when do they hit that ceiling? Remember, Philadelphia entered this season without enough three-point shooters. This is key. They added two midway through the season. Those guys are now just fitting into the chemistry. Philadelphia, to me, came into the season, I said it. They don't have enough guys that can hit a three. It's a three-ball league. They went and got two. So the Philadelphia that started the year didn't have the same personnel now, and they absolutely are a threat, I believe, to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Not saying they will, but their energy, if you're watching them right now, I mean, it's tangible. You can see it. The speed in which they play, Simmons is just incredible. He really is. No reason to fight it. Car won't start. SUV won't start. Listen, it doesn't matter where you live. This year has been a weird weather year. No matter where you call home. Nor'easters, a lot of rain out west. Make sure your cars and your trucks stay in prime shape. Go to Advance Auto Parts for any of your auto needs. Okay, they offer low prices on a bunch of different services at no charge, including free battery, free starter, and free alternator testing. And even new battery installation if you buy one. They have Speed Perk members, get $20 off in rewards. There's 6,000 Advance Auto Part locations in North America, so don't miss out. Visit one of them or participating CarQuest Auto Part stores near you. Get back on the road. See store for details. Service available on most vehicles at most locations. 6,000 of them in North America. Advance Auto Parts or participating CarQuest Auto Parts stores near you.